You shouldn't just merely dislike the man or simply disagree with his opinions. You should hate him and everything he stands for and represents.
So I think he's talking about having a moderation bot that he calls Heimdall. That's really embarrassing for a, like, 40-year-old man pushing 40-year-old man. I'm Thor, this is my bot, Heimdall. I'm Thor, this is my bot, Heimdall. It bans people from my chat for saying my ferret's out of manner.
Because I grew up on 4chan. Legitimately. I grew up on 4chan.
I cannot stand this guy. It's actually one of the most annoying archetypes of people. Thor finds racial slurs funny? Huh? I thought this guy was wholesome.
I grew up on 4chan.
There we go, let's go!
I think it's shit for me, right?
So, PirateSoftware has been dropped from a company called Off-Brand. If you don't know, Off-Brand is it was like a joint thing between PirateSoftware and Ludwig, and I think other streamers as well. There were two sides to Off-Brand. There was Off-Brand Games and Off-Brand Events. Off-Brand Events failed as a business because there simply is not streaming as an industry does not want big, high production value, high budget events. Streaming, you can make just as much, if not more money, just being in your bedroom with a webcam. So, there's not really much point in having these massive events. So that company failed because it was a stupid idea from the start. And it's just because Ludwig wanted vanity projects like his chess boxing and all this shit. Because that's all they're about, that's all these loser massive streamers are about, is these vanity projects. Like the stream rewards, or chess boxing, where it's just an excuse to go and hang out with all their friends. Or like Creator Clash. You know, they are basically just excuses to go and hang out with their friends. Except they spend a bunch of money on it. So, Off-Brand Events failed, but Off-Brand Games carried on. Now, Off-Brand Games has had games release. I believe there was something called, it's like Rivals of Aether 2 or something. Or just Rivals of Aether? No, Aether 2. Yeah. This game. So this came out. This was meant to be like a Smash killer type thing, if you know what I mean. Okay. Shut up. I get this load.
Oh! I'm pretty good at this game.
I don't miss.
It's like a furry Smash game. And it flopped.
Furry.
Like no one playing it not that long after release. It flopped. So yeah, it was terrible. Now, PirateSoftware is part of Off-Brand Games. But he was recently dropped. Because after the Stop Killing Games situation, where basically PirateSoftware got either a bunch of shit wrong or explicitly lied about details of the campaign while fighting with Ross Scott, to present himself as though he agreed with the core concept of the campaign, but simply disagreed with some of the things in it, when the reality is he actually disagreed with the core prescription of the campaign. I also disagree with the core prescription of the campaign, to be totally clear. I would never pretend otherwise, though. That all games should be preserved. I don't think all games have to be preserved. I think that's kind of dumb. But hey, what are you gonna do? I don't think anything's gonna change. So, what are you gonna do? People can have their campaign, have their initiative. PirateSoftware though went out of his way to sort of be a. I feel like Cardposting put it well. It's been like a fifth columnist wrecker. The whole point was just to position himself as like almost part of it, but to be a spoiler and ruin it, if you know what I mean. Which is just like a very odd way to act about some, you know, kind of, I guess, you might say naive consumer advocacy campaign. It's a very odd way to position yourself, odd way to behave, unless you are just like a total, shill. Like corporate shill, basically. But PirateSoftware chose to do that, and obviously people were upset with that because he got so much wrong, and he got a lot of backlash. Now, it's not just about that, really, is it, though? Because PirateSoftware is just a completely unlikable, detestable, awful person who, in every situation, has somehow managed to skate by. Also, thank you, Nebuvula. Thank you for the gift of membership. Who just in every situation has managed to skate by with not enough criticism, I'd say. So on the Stop Killing Game stuff, Asmongold stuck up for him pretty hard initially. And then he was also, Asmongold also stepped in the World of Warcraft drama. And so he was being protected by sort of the powers that be, you know, the OTR leadership, the Moist Criticals and stuff like that were all on his side at that point. But now they've flipped because of the Reddit gaming campaign, because it's true that there is no force scarier on the internet to the mind of the milquetoast YouTuber than a bunch of Reddit gamers saying, we've got to do this, Reddit. We need to finish the campaign, Reddit. We need to get the campaign to 1 million signatures, Reddit. We need to do it, Reddit. There's nothing more terrifying to the mind of Moist Critical than people behaving like that. So they all flipped, and they have now turned on PirateSoftware, which is allowed. That is like the final, the final bastion, the final holdout against PirateSoftware just being totally awed by everyone. Is those massive milquetoast slop tubers. So now it's open season. It's total open season. And people went fucking crazy. And they started review bombing all of the off-brand games to shit-talk PirateSoftware. They're all over the Steam forums going crazy at him, all over Twitter going crazy at him. It's just totally, floodgates are open on this shit right now. Total open season. We're hunting ferrets. Okay? So he did this clip. He said this on stream. Let's look at this.
County trying to say that our rescue is an animal horde. I've been called a pedophile, zoophile, rapist, corporate plant, degenerate, narcissist, nepo baby, and many other names. And they attacked all the accomplishments over my life, despite physical evidence to prove to the contrary. And they also went after every job I ever held, trying to say that I never worked them, or if I did work them, that I never deserved them. So I'm going to be honest with you. I hope that you're...
So there's mixed truth to those statements. Like, I don't like the fact that you're including the ones about your work next to, like, pedophile. Like, yeah, sure, there's no evidence to say you're a pedophile, for sure. I haven't seen evidence to say PirateSoftware is a pedophile. But I have seen evidence to suggest that he severely overplays his credentials, makes stories up to make himself sound cool. So there's plenty of evidence of that, but you've mixed all these in together as if they're all equally true.
Many other names, and they attacked all the accomplishments over my life, despite physical evidence to prove to the contrary. And they also went after every job I ever held, trying to say that I never worked them, or if I did work them, that I never deserved them. So I'm going to be honest with you. I hope that your initiative gets everything you asked for, but nothing you wanted. And
I would say that the PirateSoftware hate is perfectly justified. We'll go over the card posting videos.
Leave it there.
Okay. So I think a good way to sort of intro us into this, if you don't already know everything about PirateSoftware and why you should hate him, let's watch these two card posting videos. Let's back-to-back the card posting videos. I've got a bunch of clips and stuff as well, I think. So his first video, you should hate PirateSoftware.
Hello there, my name's Card, and here on my YouTube page I like to make simple little videos about things that cross my mind. Today I just want to briefly articulate some thoughts on a topic I've tangentially brushed up against before, but it's something that might need to be restated unabashedly at this point. You should hate PirateSoftware. Realistically, if you're ever watching this, you already know who that is. Internet commentator, live streamer, and ostensibly games developer, Jason Thor Hall. And today, I just wanted to express, for the sake of anyone who might still need to hear it, you shouldn't just merely dislike the man, or simply disagree with his opinions. You should hate him and everything he stands for and represents. I don't necessarily want this video to be just a laundry list of everything bad he's ever done. Not just because that would be a very long list, but because that would only be half the point anyway. Sure, you could mention PirateSoftware's years and years of self-aggrandizing based off his nepo-hire do-nothing former job, or how he treats literally everyone he publicly...
So yeah, he obviously positions himself as like as like a massive authority and everything. He's always giving these bullshit stories about his time at Blizzard or about people setting up stingrays at DEF CON and all this just stupid shit. Whereas he will tell the most obscenely false story you've ever heard and just like scold people for not believing it. And there's like numerous times he's been caught just straight lying. Like there's this EVE Online thing. I say it's a recommended video here right now, the EVE Online thing. Where basically he just lied about this EVE Online battle that happened ages ago, or this EVE Online drama that happened ages ago, and it's like all provably false. Then there's like the Ashes of Creation raid, where he totally fucked up and wiped the raid and totally refused to accept any responsibility until it was absolutely driven into his skull. Then the same shit happened with World of Warcraft. It's just like the endless lies and blatant narcissistic behavior where he just cannot take any shit.
He interacts with, from his peers to his collaborators
Outer Wilds
to his
playthrough,
fans,
yep.
with absolute condescension and contempt.
Yeah, basically, he is to gaming and coding what Erudite is to psychology and politics. Yeah, basically. Pretty much.
Or you could mention how, most recently, he's inserted himself into a consumer rights campaign to just be a fifth columnist wrecker, lie a whole bunch about the movement itself, and refuse to apologise for what he's done. You could mention all that, but I won't, because you shouldn't have to keep track of every single thing someone like this has done. It doesn't need to be your job or my job to maintain a complete record of every single slimy thing someone else has done. All you need to keep in mind is that he's worth hating. You know it, I know it. It's not discrete actions here and there, all being assigned badness points and getting weighed up at the end of the day.
It's about the core of who he is as a person. About the way he behaves. It's about his personality. It's about his attitude. It's about his life. It's about who he is as a person.
If someone's a good person or not. It's not what he has done and keeps doing. It's just his personality, his motivations, what PirateSoftware is at the core of his being.
Exactly.
This greedy, lying, antisocial little wretch. People like this are always worth hating. The narcissists, the bloviators, the people who try to laud industry connections from being on the computer.
See, this is the type of message I like. I like this type of message. Why is everyone always like, oh, wow, you should really take a step back and not hate people online? No, sometimes people are like just really fucking shitty people. You know, like PirateSoftware is just a fucking loser, man. And he has so much undeserved success, and everyone can see it. Everyone with sense can see it. And it should drive you crazy that's the way it is. You should be trying to fix that.
As if that makes them better people. These people who choose to argue against the public interest because of their own short-sighted greed, they're scum. And you're allowed to think it's good when they finally get some semblance of pushback.
Yeah, it is specific actions like the WoW thing that led to him being hated. But Card is saying, none of that matters. It's about who he is. None of that matters. None of the bigger events matter. They shouldn't matter to your analysis. You should be able to look at this guy's personality. You should be able to hear this guy talk. You should be able to watch this guy and see, this is a terrible, terrible person. This is a terrible, terrible person. Yes, with a rotten soul. You should hopefully be able to see that when you watch him.
For their actions. There's some people out there in the world who think it's just inherently wrong or regressive or childish to hate people or to rail against public figures online or whatever. And those people are wrong.
Very true.
Wrong, and just trying to run cover for all the other people in the world who deserve criticism. When do you find someone who, like PirateSoftware, deserves all the hate they're getting, and then much more?
Yeah.
Encourage that hate. Feed it. Remind yourself, and others, that it's perfectly okay, good even, to wish all the worst in the world on this guy and people like him. PirateSoftware hates you. He has nothing but contempt for anyone he sees as below him, which includes people who watch him, people who don't watch him, all the other creators online who he's lied about or lied to or tried to attack through legal means maliciously and wrongly. And I guess he even hates all the people closest to him too, who he once called friends, given our Pirate Software simply acting shitty during his buddy's game night is what started getting people to take a closer look at what else he gets up to anyway. And if Pirate Software hates everyone, it's only right everyone hates him back. Please do so. Please feel free to sincerely,
Everyone,
passionately...
start hating Pirate Software right now. Everyone, start hating him. Okay.
unreservedly hate Jason Forhall and people like him. Just keep it in mind. Anyway, goodbye for now, and have a lovely day.
Very thoughtful stuff. So that's good priming, I feel like. So there is a follow-up video to this one called Jason Thorhall tried to take down my video. Lol. Lamau even. So what's Card got to say for us in this video? I haven't seen this yet, so let's take a look.
Hello there. My name's Card, and here on my YouTube page, I like to make simple little videos about things that interest me. This video will just be something of a quick update for people who might have seen another recent video of mine, one called You Should Hate Pirate Software, which, incidentally, I'll link at the top of this video's description if you want to go watch it for yourself. Now, I believe, and am asserting, that Jason Thorhall of Pirate Software not only inexplicably ended up seeing my little video, but he got really mad about it, and has tried his best to take it down and to otherwise fuck with it to the best of his ability. If that interests you, if you want all the juicy details, just bear with me for a moment, and I'll get into why I think all that. But first, just a little bit of specific context. A couple of days ago now, I made a video talking about how I think Jason Thorhall has been acting really shitty about the Stop Killing Games Consumer Rights Initiative, and why I don't like him, and why I think others shouldn't like him either. Now, my YouTube page is, by content creator standards, really, really small. I don't get a lot of views, which I'm perfectly happy with. If something I make gets 1,000 views total, I think that's super. That is beyond all my wildest expectations. But this video I did recently, You Should Hate Pirate Software, I guess the mysterious YouTube algorithm liked it, or it's just a really popular topic right now, because my recent video got about 9,000 views in 2 days, and it's still gradually ticking up bit by bit. That's huge by my standards. It's not technically my most popular video outright, but it comes very close, and it's certainly the only video of mine that's done that well in such a short period of time. And I will also assert that, remarkably, Hall happened to see my video
Will I
when it
see
only
some
had
success?
about 400 views on it, and he watched it privately, and got exceedingly angry at what he considered to be an attack on his character, even if it's just coming from absolute small fry like me. And I also believe, although the exact details here may be a little bit speculative on my part, Hall has tried to officially report my video to YouTube as being some sort of terms of service rule-breaking targeted harassment. About 24 hours after he tried this, it became clear to him that this would not be successful. YouTube evidently declined to agree with him there, if they actually took his complaint in at all. So instead, around this time, Hall instructed people within the innermost circle of his fan community, on services like Discord and elsewhere, to mass report my aforementioned video themselves, and report my YouTube page, and seemingly to leave a bunch of comments under that video calling me wrong and a bully. Which is, by the way, also the reason that if you go to my You Should Hate Pirate Software video and filter the comments by chronological order, basically the only comments expressing significant disagreement with me all happen to have been left within one, 30-minute period, roughly 25 hours after that video was posted. And also, come to think of it, telling your fans to wrongly mass report a video you don't like does seem like a sort of targeted harassment, doesn't it? But I digress. Also, I'm still here, and that video is still here. How about that? Now, at this point, you should be thinking, Card, this all sounds perfectly plausible based on what we know about Jason Thorhall's
But surely you've got something more. Yeah, that is what I'm thinking. You read my mind, Card.
Personality and ego. But ideally, you'd show us proof. That's very true and very astute of you to say. And I do have proof. I have receipts, as the TikTok teens say. And I'm going to hold on to them for at least a little bit. Because the way I see it, I imagine that this video will make its way, sooner or later, back to Hall himself too. Which means there is an outside chance, a small chance, but a chance, he publicly addresses it. Even if in some small capacity, like on Twitter or whatever. And, firstly, I just want to know what parts of my narrative here he denies, if any. Will he admit he tried to have my video taken down by YouTube mods? Will he admit to the fact he got his fans to try and do the same? Or will he admit he got them to be annoying little toadies in my comment section for a while? I'm hoping that we might be able to get some specific denials from him on record before I tip my hand fully here. Apologies to anyone who might have liked to see some receipts now.
He's not going to, though.
I do understand why you want them, but I have considered my options here, and I do believe this will be the right way to do this. Trust the plan. Because I don't think Jason
Trust the plan. Let's go.
necessarily realizes the extent of what I happen to know here. And at this point, since I think he's watching, I'll just look directly to camera for a moment to say, hey Jason, all your friends hate you, sucker. Anyway, if worst comes to pass, if we hear nothing back from him at all, I'll just make another video in the near-ish future, dropping everything pertinent. Okay? As for right now, thank you for listening.
Just a total card W.
And have a lovely...
So I don't think Jason Thor Hall is going to respond. However, that is very funny. Card absolutely won. Thor just got carded. Fuck. Right, so there's watching the Andros timestamps here that apparently show PirateSoftware talking about how he grew up on 4chan. So we're gonna listen to a few of these just to hear some of the bollocks.
It's funny to me because there was such a large amount of people that were like shitting on me and be like, "You don't know what you're talking about, you crybaby PC player," and it actually just gave me vitamins. See, what a lot of people don't realize is I came from the old internet. Like, I grew up on Something Awful forums and, like, 4chan and IRC. Like, people don't realize how tame most of the internet is today, dude. They don't realize how tame this shit is. Like, no one from my generation of the internet's gonna get upset if you're like, I had sex with your mom last night. And be like, all right, bud, hope she had a good time. Also, you should get yourself checked. Just saying, you know.
Bro, what?
There's a lot of kids on Xbox that have had sex with her, apparently, and that's, you know, STDs are no joke. Like, that's literally how this shit happens now. Like, if...
What is that response to shit talk, dude? Someone says they fucked your mom and you say, oh, who hasn't, man? Get yourself checked. She's a fucking whore. Bro, what are you doing?
If you've been from the old internet, that's the response to that kind of shit, man. Like, it's not... You're not going to get under our people's skin.
What period in the internet was the response to someone saying, I fucked your mom? Yeah, my mom's a STD-ridden whore. At what point was that the response? What?
And it's not going to happen. Like, we're too old. We're too old and too grizzled from the actual internet. Not this, whatever this shit is now. It's baby shit.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. So it just gives me vitamins. That's what it does. I love it. Makes me laugh.
Don't give a fuck about the trolls.
I miss the old internet. I miss the bullets. Dude, old internet was just funny. What was the old internet? What was the old internet like? The old internet was completely the Wild West. There was no moderator that was going to block you. There was no bubble wrap on a social media platform that was going to allow you to stop someone from talking to you. There were people that had like hundreds of accounts and just could spam the shit out of you and bother you. And you learned really quickly, like, meh. Like, shit's gonna happen on the internet. Who gives a shit, right?
So true. So true. Wait. Why? We need past Thor to come and explain this to modern Thor.
And then GeoCities was there. Everyone had a weird, like, website for their cat, and everything got hacked all the time. It was great.
No, now it's... people saying my ferret ran out of mana. People saying my ferret died because it ran out of mana. What happened to this? What happened to this energy? Why is crying about cyberbullying a legit strat now? It's so annoying. I feel like Ethan Klein has totally opened the floodgates on lawsuits and crying about being cyberbullied.
Like, oh, my cool cat site got defaced. No, Fluffy, no. And then we had all kinds of weird, like, viruses were clever back then. It's like, wow, this virus is a little Pac-Man that moves, and he's eating my files. And the files are permanently deleted. And now he tells me I'm an idiot. Great. Fantastic. Like, things used to be clever. And now they're just boring. True, now it's just like...
They're just boring now.
I don't know, it's just like ransomware and shit. It's not clever anymore. It's not cute anymore. I miss the old bullshit, which is fine. And in fact, I'll show you a game that got me on this. Hypnospace Outlaw. Hypnospace Outlaw is the old internet. You should play this game. It is a game about going through an alternate history 1999 in a fake intranet, and it is everything that you can remember. I loved the shit out of this game. In fact, I think I wrote a review for this.
Whoa, he wrote a Steam review. Whoa.
Everyone expressed their weird interests on their personal websites. Now we're locked in the megacities of social networks. We gained speed. We lost something important.
Whoa, so profound, bro. Whoa, so profound, bro. Holy shit. Whoa. Whoa. We're all on social media now instead of our own websites. Wow. Oh my god, that's so deep, bro. Who misses forums? Who misses forums, guys? Okay.
In a good way. In a really good way. Look under your desk? I won't. And Germa is not under my desk. I'm not doing that. I refuse.
I hate this guy.
No way, this game is so cool. It's amazing. Also, it's horrifying. The memes will never die. Enjoy this. Thanks for the game. It's an awesome game.
I hate when I hear like a 35-year-old saying memes. It's just so bad, dude.
I grew up on the internet. Kidding me? It's like 4chan. The hacker known as 4chan. Dramatization. You know. How'd you get to work for the government? I got 3 black badges from DEF CON. I won 2 for cryptography and 1 for telefreaking. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Ads are dead. Chad, I have bad news. I have bad news.
Oh, yeah, sitting on the Steam page for the game you'll never finish.
3 black badges, 23, 24, and 25. The first 2 were for badge challenge, which is cryptography, and the last one was for telefreaking, which is phone hacking. First 2 times I was with Council of 9. Last time I was with Psychoholics, and I'm still with the Psychoholics today. They're like my family away from family, dude. Is it Ligma? Yes, it is. It is. That's the bad news. It's definitely Ligma. Yeah, unfortunate. Now, the bad news is this. I don't know what to do about this, so I'm going to try and come up with a solution for it. But you guys are giving so many donations that not only have you completely broken the Pally.gg site, where we had to contact their support, and they don't know what to do, because all of their changes, all their fixes are breaking this. It's completely broken. But we have so many alerts that I can't even keep the alert messages running, and so many alerts over on YouTube that I can't even keep those messages running. I need to find a solution for this.
Okay.
You hate me and my voice? Nice. Well, you don't have to hear it anymore. Or actually, you do, but you won't be able to talk and chat about it, unfortunately.
Oh, dang.
Always love that shit. First message, last message. Got him.
Wow. Got him.
Always confused how people have...
As he curls up into the most, like, repressed, like, body language possible. It's like shoulders clenched together, like, curling up into a fucking ball. Yeah, got him. Nice one.
Oh, dang.
Very confident.
Always love
very
that
awesome.
Shit. First message, last message. Got him.
Always confused how people have... I just don't even have time in the day to think through those type of actions. Like, I'm too busy to be like, you know what? I'm going to go find someone and talk to them.
Yeah.
Tell them something mean.
I always love it, dude. Why come here to hate? I don't know. It's like Call of the Void shit, man. Yeah, it always makes me laugh. Like, none of that shit's bothersome. Like, dude, I'm going to be real with you. I grew up on 4chan, Something Awful forums. Got what else? YTeamND, Newgrounds. Just like all.
Do we have this guy's essay posting history?
all kinds of weird places for like
Yeah,
all of it.
a lot of
right?
Newgrounds.
Like I don't give a shit if you come in Lively, exactly, back when it was a thing. I don't give a shit if you come in here and bitch. Like whatever. Like it's like, all right, man. Very cool. You can complain about it again in the unban request. I'm sure that the mods will care. But yeah, outside of that, for like all of this botting stuff, dude, it makes bank. It makes millions of dollars. Millions and millions of dollars. Effectively run by cartels that are just a syndicate of doing crime, doing this kind of stuff. And part of the reason why is back in the past, I don't know if the laws have changed for this, but in the past it was in China, if you are selling gold in a video game or stealing gold in a video game, it is not fraud. If it's real money, it's fraud. And fraud was punishable by death. Could be, based on the crime. But in-game fraud was not a crime. And that was one of the biggest problems we had to deal with. The most interesting part about this, do you want to know the time of year where there's actually the least amount of in-game like fraud like that? The least amount of account takeovers and the least amount of gold selling?
February, Chinese New Year?
It's Chinese New Year. Risk Team would literally take all of Chinese New Year off every year because it is the most common thing there. And now that's not saying something against the Chinese people. That is absolutely not something to say, be like, oh, the Chinese people, none of that shit. It is, that is a business. That is a valid business model for a lot of people there that are making very little money and are hired to do this job. And it is their job. So when it is a holiday, they are not doing that job. And that's it. And that's what that comes down to. And you have to understand that. You have to stop looking at it as like, oh, these guys are pieces of shit selling this gold. It is a business. That is a job. They're doing a job. And it is the best job they can have in their area. And when it is a holiday for Chinese New Year, they are not doing their job because they're on holiday. And that is wild to think about when you start changing your perspective on that. Yeah.
Well, you just got to remember that it's like if you are in a situation in which you can't even get close to, like, say, the median salary.
I assume that's it for that clip. I assume there's nothing more there. We got a bunch.
I think that the current generation grew up on an internet that is weak as shit. Like when we grew up on stuff like 4chan and YTMD and Something Awful forums and shit like this. And I don't know why this generation thinks that every single platform needs to be specifically curated by the platform itself. Report shit. Ban and block people.
Wait, but reporting it would get curated by the platform itself. And moderation, that would... Okay, well. But yeah, I agree. Stop fucking crying about harassment. I agree, PirateSoftware. I totally agree.
Don't be a bitch about it. When you see shit you don't like on these platforms that is hate speech, report them and move on. That's what you do. Like, it's not... It doesn't make any goddamn sense any other way. And I love all the people that are like Call of the Voiding in chat right now and getting banned for it. And I hope you get banned for that. Because the things that you're saying are the things that you are stating that you're fighting against on these platforms when you're not even reporting it. And then you spew that in my chat, and we ban you for it. And then you don't get to be here anymore. That power could be yours on any other platform, and yet you refuse to use it. Fantastic. Dumb shit. We just banned like 10 people for that.
Dumb shit. Why don't you just report people? Report hate speech. If you see something, say something. Make sure you're reporting your hate speech, you see. Dumb shit. Bro, what a fucking loser. I actually, listen, Cardposting's totally right. Hate this guy for who he is. Hate this guy for crying about harassment despite claiming to have grown up on 4chan and all this fucking shit.
So, with stuff like this, I'm never going to get tilted by it. You have to understand, I've spent 20 years in the industry. Most of the time that I spent was going and fighting bots that do stuff like this. And all the moderators, we have a Discord with 150,000 people in it. They've seen worse than that shit. I grew up on 4chan. It's not going to bother me. Like, it's not going to hurt. It gets me excited to go and be like, oh, cool, we can build new systems of defense, new hardening methods. I get to play the cat and mouse game a little bit. You give me a little bit of life back so I can be like, oh, sweet, we can go and do this right now. So I've just upgraded the shit out of Heimdall real fast. And as it goes forward, the mods are going to get faster doing it. We're going to get faster doing it until eventually the attacker has to adapt. That's how it works. And it's never going to cause a problem. It just turns into something that we get to talk about. And I think that's something that's really, like, important to understand. And as it goes forward, it gets me excited to go and be like, oh, cool, we can build new systems of defense, new hardening methods. I get to play the cat and mouse game a little bit. You give me a little bit of life back so I can be like, oh, sweet, we can go and do this right now. So I've just upgraded the shit out of Heimdall real fast. And as it goes forward, the mods are going to get faster doing it. We're going to get faster doing it until eventually the attacker has to adapt. That's how it works. And it's never going to cause a problem. It just turns into something that we get to talk about. And I think that's something that's really, like, important to understand. No platform can protect you 100%. None. Twitch can't do it. YouTube can't do it. Twitter can't do it.
So I think he's talking about having a moderation bot that he calls Heimdall. That's really gay if he calls himself Thor and he has a bot called Heimdall. That's really embarrassing for a, like, 40-year-old man, pushing 40-year-old man, old-ass loser millennial, be doing that shit. I'm Thor, this is my bot, Heimdall. I'm Thor, this is my bot, Heimdall. It bans people from my chat for saying my ferret's out of mana. We just had to do a big upgrade on it because a lot of people were saying that my ferret could have used mana gem to stay alive, and yeah, we've just had to do a big upgrade. It's never going to be a problem for me, though, because we're just, you know, it's just something we can talk about. It's gives me life back, you know, finding this.
The only way that you can protect yourself from these types of messaging is just by blocking it. So that's what we do. And when it comes up, it's not offensive. It's just whatever. It's like, wow, you go and post this kind of stuff, and it's sort of whatever. And then we delete it, right? We delete it, it goes away. It's the same thing you do for your timeline. You see shit you don't like, block it. Move on. It's gross. There's people out there that have those types of opinions, but who gives a shit? Let them have it over in the corner where you don't have to deal with them anymore. It's great. Just saw a bunch of deleted messages? Yeah, mods are fast. By the way, all the mods here, full-time paid. I pay all the moderators full-time, and they all get medical benefits, including full medical coverage and time off whenever they need it, because, to be honest with you, you get a lot of psychic damage in this job. They also get dental, vision, and, God, what else? Life insurance, a couple other things. Yeah. And their official title is, like, Social Media Community Manager. That is the actual title that they have, so they can use that to get a job anywhere else in the industry if they ever want to. How do I apply? We're full up for now. Who's retiring? Let me know. Nobody yet. I also gave them a signing bonus, and they also all got new computers, because a number of them had computers that were horrific. So thank you for supporting the stream so that I can do things like that. Yeah, and part of that is getting training to do things like this and be able to deal with, like, such large throughput, because you have to remember, the stream has 4 million active users per month. Like, that's a lot of people. What are the requirements for that? We don't have any positions open right now, but if we do, I'll put all the requirements out. Yeah, we have 4 million unique viewers a month on Twitch. My actually dream job? Dude, I'm going to be honest with you. Being a moderator is very difficult. You see messed up shit all the time. That's what they do. 401k matching is the next step. We don't have that available yet.
Guys, it's very tough job deleting N-words and people saying your ferret's dead.
Like, there's definitely a brain disconnect that's happening there, and I'm not sure what's happening. Yeah, Blizzard is the government of Nevada. Confirmed, exactly. It's super freaking weird, dude. Here's the thing. For every one of you that's trolling, there's another one that actually believes what you're saying. You know that, right? That's exactly how that shit works. Do you know how I know that's how that shit works? Because I grew up on 4chan. Legitimately. I grew up on 4chan. And back in the day on 4chan, people said outrageous shit because they wanted to act out, knowing that all that outrageous shit wasn't true. And the next generation came into 4chan, read all of it, and was like, oh, this is real. And then they actually said it unironically, and thus 4chan turned into what it is today.
Okay.
You're doing it right now.
The most base...
Watching you.
Like, fucking, you know, basic retard take ever. Okay.
Watching it happen again. Watching it happen again. Goblins.
Xeras with 500 bits said, hi Thor, this is the Bear Foreman. I wanted to let you know that I'll be sending you the contract for your Bear security package for the new home next week. We wouldn't want any accidents, right? Thanks.
Why you like this? I actually have to do something really weird. So there's some trees on the new area, right? And like the land has a certain designation for like the type of land that it is. And I wanted to remove that designation because I was like, dude, I'm not going to manage trees. Like, I'm not doing that, right? Because it's like some weird land management shit. And when I wanted to get rid of that, they were like, oh, okay, yeah, we can totally get rid of it. Cool, that won't do anything. And then the seller was like, yo, the state is trying to charge me back taxes.
Okay, don't care.
It's
Next
just,
clip.
It's awful, man. I grew up on 4chan. Same. I grew up on 4chan and Something Awful and YTMD and hell, LiveLeak, IRC.
Just the same thing again and again. Dude, this is DUF behavior, saying the same shit again and again and again and again and again. I grew up on 4chan. I grew up on 4chan. Shut up, man.
Like all kinds of shit, dude. I grew up in that part of the internet. And you know what you realize really quickly in that part of the internet? It don't matter. None of this matters. It's not that big of a deal. I mean, something you said, it doesn't matter. Yeah, no. It's just none of this shit matters. Because, like, at the end of the day, it's this, right? If you want to have something that you stand for, if you want to take a stand on geopolitics or something like that, you go right ahead. You can have your belief structure, and that's totally fine. But the moment that you're stepping outside of that and you say, you're not allowed to engage with something, or I think you're a terrible person, cool. You can think I'm a terrible person. I'm going to keep engaging with the things I'm going to engage with. But then you try to rally the troops to say, you can't do this thing, or all of us together are going to say you're a terrible person. Well, what are you doing at that point? Are you actually adding any kind of benefit? Are you rallying people to your cause? Are you making people think that what you're saying...
What is he even saying here? What is even his fucking point, man? What, you can't say that people are bad people? Like, you can't all agree that someone is a bad person? Like, what is the point? What is he saying?
You stand for? If you want to take a stand on geopolitics or something like that, you go right ahead. You can have your belief structure, and that's totally fine. But the moment that you're stepping outside of that and you say, you're not allowed to engage with something, or I think you're a terrible person... Cool. You can think I'm a terrible person. I'm going to keep engaging with the things I'm going to engage with. But then you try to rally the troops to say, you can't do this thing, or all of us together are going to say you're a terrible person. Well, what are you doing at that point? Are you actually adding any kind of benefit? Are you rallying people to your cause? Are you making people think that what you're saying is valid and good? No, you're not. You've just become a bully. Like a really shitty one, too, at that point. And you want to know what happens when people do that to me? It makes me want to play the game more. Every time. Every single goddamn time.
Wait, is he talking about Atomic Heart? Because people were saying don't support it because it's a fucking Russian game. This game sucked, bro. This game sucked and it was a fucking Russian game. Oh my god.
Might want to get off the internet. Touch some grass, dude. 100%. Blows me away.
It was actual trash. Actual shite. So bad.
Have you played through Cyberpunk on stream? Yeah, we did. It was actually awesome. Yeah, no, I'm never gonna feed into this shit because it's stupid. It's a waste of time. You're feeding the trolls right now, aren't you? No, I'm feeding on them. It's different.
Uh-huh.
Shit gives me vitamins, dude. You don't understand. I grew up in the old internet, man.
Bro, again, the same speech. Shit gives me vitamins, dude. I grew up on the old internet, bro. You are such a poser. You are such a wretched fucking poser bitch, bro. It's so crazy.
90s internet, right? I grew up on shit like 4chan and Something Awful forums, YTMD, Newgrounds. Grew up in IRC. Fighting the internet is vitamins for me, dude. I love that shit. And there's one thing that I will tell you, no matter what is going on, if you are having an emotional stance argument, if you're doing a soapbox on the internet to try and show that you have moral superiority in a situation, I have zero respect for you most of the time. Generally.
Okay.
And because it's usually at the cost of logic. Almost always at the cost of logic. And it is usually to put down another group or individual.
I just believe logic above everything. I'm the most logical person alive. I just believe logic above everything. It's always at the cost of logic. That's the thing. I fucking hate this guy. I cannot stand this guy. It's actually one of the most annoying archetypes of people I think I've ever fucking seen.
Based on that. And I hate it. I think it's a worthless way to be. Generally. Because you're adding a bunch of hate to the world, you're not actually solving any problems, you're generating clicks and angst and you know, problems with that. It's the same shit that we've seen time and time again. And in this case, there's only one thing that matters. One, does Nintendo sue or not? No one's opinion about this matters. No one's screaming at content creators matters. No bitching and saying you're a shill or any of this shit matters. It's just if Nintendo sues or not. And then, if they do, it matters about the outcome of the court case. That's it. Nothing else matters. No amount of bitching on the internet's going to change that. No amount of I'm doing the
Wait, this guy is actually just a full-blown, like, corporate bootlicker, isn't he? This guy's like a full-blown corporate bootlicker. He is actually just like, if a company can rape you, they deserve to rape you. They can do what they want. Dude, what a fucking loser. All that matters is a court case. All that matters... Yeah, the court cases that are heavily outweighed in the company's favor because the existing IP laws and or speech laws have all been tailored by the most moneyed interests, and so that they have to protect those interests, and only those companies have the resources for lengthy, huge, potentially precedent-setting court battles. So just don't fucking complain. Just roll over and take it. Just lay down and fucking take it. Bro, what a loser. What an actual loser.
Morally superior thing matters in this. That is the only thing that matters. Do they sue or not? And if they do, what is the outcome of the court case? That's it. That's it. And nothing is going to change that, no matter how much people cry. None. Zero. Zero amount. And that's it. The trial would be wild as hell. I would love to see the outcome of that, to be honest with you. I'd love to see it. Because I want to see what happens there, right? And I don't know if Pal World is doing this or not. I don't know if Pokemon is correct. I don't know if Nintendo is right. I don't know if Pocket Pair is right. Because to be honest with you, I don't work at any of those companies. And I don't know shit about it. But you know where it would come out? In a court case. And that'd be great. I'd love to see it, you know? You just don't want people to care, so companies like Nintendo can keep giving it. You just don't want people to care? No, I don't give a shit. That's the whole point, right? You have to understand something. If you're engaging in this kind of behavior on the internet, you know what you're doing? You're wasting time. You don't get that shit back. So instead, here's what you do. You wait for the multi-billion-dollar corporation that's super litigious, one of the most litigious game companies in the world, could go do what it does best, which is to sue people. And if they're not going to sue people, do you think your bitching on Twitter is going to change that? Do you think going on Twitter and saying, my God, the big company Nintendo has been ripped off, do you think they're going to be like, you know what? All those people on Twitter are saying we got ripped off. Do you think we should sue over that? Maybe we should take all of our lawyers and we should sue because people on Twitter made a post. Do you actually think this shit works that way? Not a single amount of your crying on Twitter matters to the lawyers at Nintendo. Not even a bit. Not even 1% of that bitching matters. It is a waste of yours and everyone else's time. And the best thing that you can do is sit back and wait for the multi-billion-dollar corporation based in Japan to maybe sue the other now multi-million-dollar corporation also based in Japan, or not. And nothing you do or say is going to change the outcome of that. Nothing. And it is ridiculous to think that you can. Shit is wild to me.
Okay, it's just like the most crazy, like, you are literally grandstanding right now. Like, yeah, people giving their opinions or something, they don't necessarily think they can change the outcome of it. He's actually doing grandstanding right now.
Shit is wild. Yeah, they're both in Japan. And Japan has no fair use. There's no such thing as fair use in Japan. So it's even easier to sue people over this shit. So, let's see it happen or not. You bitching on social media isn't going to change that. Not even a little bit. Yeah. Pocket Pair is a Japanese dev.
Okay.
I love when people are like, I'm going to say something outrageous. That's my first message. That'll get him. That'll tilt the guy that grew up on 4chan. The late 90s internet dude that was on 4chan and white human D as a kid.
Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up!
Something awful forums. Newgrounds. Oh god, there's a lot of them. Jesus Christ. Kill them all. Let none survive. This is actually really bad. There's a lot of them. Okay, we're taking them down. I think we got them all. I don't think anyone died. Jesus, dude. That was brutal. That was a lot of dudes. Yeah, man, I grew up in the late 90s internet. You ain't gonna tilt me with that shit. That doesn't bother me at all. I am Focused, flourishing, in my lane, moisturized, and unbothered, my dude. Where's my souls? There we go. I took a large soul out of that man. I mean, he wasn't using it, you know? Have you encountered the reincarnated man? No. Reincarnated man? What? Is this a new save? We started a dedicated server so that the rest of the community could play with us.
Yeah, I assume that's it for that clip. Or what? Which one was that? Okay.
Oh, look. Look, they're mad. So you know when they move over to the racial slurs that they're angry?
They're using racial slurs against me. They must be really mad right now.
But they are only angry because they are mad. You think that will tilt me? I grew up on 4chan, my friend. This means nothing to me. Deeply funny to me.
Thor finds racial slurs funny? Huh? I thought this guy was wholesome. I thought he was wholesome. Wait, he thinks racial slurs are funny?
You are only angry because you are mad. And you are only mad because you are angry. Let the action cue go through. Enable.
Autistic head bobbing, autistic stimming.
Why do I hear boss music? Because it's really funny. I love this stuff, actually. It's always really hilarious to me, because it's like, they use an automated system, I use an automated system. I build something off stream, because I'm like, how could I do this even in a funnier way?
Bro, it's the same speech again. Oh, I love the cat and mouse game, trying to outsmart these trolls. Shut up, bro. You're literally sitting here seething. You're like curling into a ball. Your body language is so blatant. You've got this like a tism look on your face, this tism smile. It's like so annoying watching someone pose like this, man.
Enable. Why do I hear boss music? Because it's really funny. I love this stuff, actually. It's always really hilarious to me, because it's like...
It is only the most pathetic, fragile, insecure, thin-skinned, fucking pathetic losers who say stuff like, oh yeah, I love the trolling. I love the hate. I love the hate. I love when people just come in and talk shit. I love seeing what the crazy shit people are saying about me, man. I love saying it. I seek it out. It's like Hassan used to say this, right? Hassan used to say this. He'd go, I don't just like criticism. I seek it out. I actively seek it out. It's funny to me. And it was like the most obvious cope, because Hassan would never engage with criticism on his stream. And now people like PirateSoftware do it. It's like the biggest, it should be the immediate, the moment you hear someone saying something like that, it should just immediately set off something in your head that is like, oh, this person's like a pathetic retard. This person is like one of the most pathetic retards alive.
They use an automated system. I use an automated system.
Tectone says it, yep.
I build something off stream because I'm like, how could I do this even in a funnier way? They build something off stream to try and do that. And then you can see the moment where they tilt. You can see the moment.
I do love Hassan. I love Hassan now. He doesn't say that stuff anymore. But when he said that, I'll say I love Hassan now. I agree with everything Hassan says now. I love Hassan. Hassan is the best streamer ever. But I did used to hate Hassan before I realized that there was so much money to be made by getting into his orbit and being Hassan's best friend in his mansion. And before I realized he was such a great guy and such a caring friend. Before I realized all of that, obviously I did hate Hassan. And when I hated Hassan, one of the things that set me off was him saying that. It was like, bro, you literally do not ever engage seriously with anything people are saying about you. You're saying you seek out criticism? That's embarrassing.
And the moment where they tilted this time was they were like, oh, I'm going to get all the bots to say racial slurs. And that's it. That's how that works. You can tell where they get mad. And that makes me laugh. Always makes me laugh. They're using you to evolve? A little bit. A little bit. But I'm also using them to evolve. Welcome to the cat and mouse game. And this is why I was saying before, no matter what, there is always going to be a cat and mouse game. Why do they even do it? I don't know. Welcome to the internet, right? Seems like a lot of people appreciate you. Well, thank you. It's very nice to you.
How long ago was this? Just over a year ago. Year and a half ago.
So you do. Why are you so full of bots? Happens all the time on Twitch. Like, this is something you guys have to realize. This is a pretty normal thing. Also, thank you for the $25 for the mods. That is incredibly nice of you. You rock, dude. Whenever you are doing anything on the internet, no matter what you are doing, the moment you're doing it on the internet, you're engaging with this kind of stuff. Like, you're engaging with bots. Bots are always going to be out there. They're always going to be posting on social media. They're always going to be posting inside of your chat on Twitch. They're always going to do this kind of stuff on YouTube. No matter what is happening, they're going to do this, right? And because of this, you have to realize one thing. There's nothing to be upset about. It doesn't even matter if it's a targeted attack. It doesn't even matter if it's something that's just happening on the whole platform. None of this matters.
It just bounces off him, guys.
This is normal, basic shit.
Guys, it just bounces off him. Guys, all the hate just bounces off him. All the hate just bounces off this guy. He's got like his mind is like a steel trap, okay? Nothing gets in, nothing gets out, okay? He is absolutely just honed like a weapon, okay? None of these haters ever get to him. None of these haters will ever get to him. And he certainly will not be caught dead crying like a bitch on a fucking live stream. Crying like a bitch on a fucking live stream about people talking shit about him in Steam forums.
Say that a rescue is an animal horde. I've been called a pedophile, zoophile, rapist, corporate plant, degenerate, narcissist, nepo baby, and many other names.
It's vitamins. We feeding on them. It's vitamins. We feeding on them out here. Who hungry? Which of my is hungry right now? We feeding on them on the Steam forums.
Trying to say that a rescue is an animal horde. I've been called a pedophile, zoophile, rapist, corporate plant, degenerate, narcissist, nepo baby, and many other names. And they attacked all the accomplishments over my life, despite physical evidence to prove to the contrary. And they also went after every job I ever held, trying to say that I never worked them, or if I did work them, that I never deserved them. So I'm going to be honest with you. I hope that your initiative gets everything you asked for, but nothing you wanted. And I'll leave it there.
Okay.
So what you do is you set up some tools to try and fix this stuff, and then you implement them. And that's it. Yeah, see that there? Yeah, you can make 100 million accounts per day. The funny thing is the dude saying he can make 100 million accounts per day. Each time we get this, each time there's a problem with this, I send this entire list over to Twitch. Because what it does is it actually creates a Excel sheet of all the account names, and what they can do is find out exactly which endpoint these are getting made on. And once they figure that out, eventually they shut it down. It's all part of the normal cat and mouse game. It's something that works right now, but maybe in a couple of months when Twitch figures it out, it won't work anymore. That's the whole point. That's the entire point, right? And that's it. Wow, did you just get banned for saying 100 million? F, dude. By the way, it will catch you if you try to mimic the thing that they say. Yeah, not the best. Now I have to go unban you. Let me unban you now. There, you're getting unbanned. Don't mimic what the...
He's so weird, man. He's such a fucking weirdo.
100 million? F, dude. By the way, it will catch you if you try to mimic the thing that they say. Yeah, not the best. Now I have to go unban you.
F, dude.
Let me unban you now. There, you're getting unbanned.
You're getting unbanned.
Don't mimic what the bot is saying.
I hate him.
Or you will get banned and I'll laugh at you. Yeah, that's how that works. Don't mimic the bots. Don't be a dumbass. I turned it off, so I won't do that anymore. Any YouTube shorts? Landmines have been deployed.
Or you get banned from mimicking the bots.
That's exactly what it was. Yeah, why would you mimic what the bot is saying? Like, that you're going to get banned. Anybody who got caught in that ban wave, you deserve it. Yeah, I'm just going to say that.
What?
The last two didn't, but all the other ones, you 100% do. It's very funny. Intrusive thoughts. Have to mimic the bot. But yeah, it's a normal thing, dude. It's a normal thing. And I think it's funny because the general stance on Twitch is like, ignore them, don't say anything.
I'm like, wait, what was the point? Dude, what was the point of this diagram? What did we explain with this fucking diagram? What did the paint drawing do for us here? He said, anytime you're engaged with sale online and you're a square, and he goes, you're engaging with bots, and there's a line to bots. What did we get out of that? What are you communicating with that? Door?
But yeah, it's a normal thing, dude. It's a normal thing. And I think it's funny because the general stance on Twitch is like, ignore them, don't say anything. But no, dude, just talk about it. It's not a big deal. Everyone in chat can see that it's happening. I can see that it's happening. And we have tools to try and clean it up and whatever. And if we do have to go nuclear on the tools, I've got a kill switch button that just clears all of chat and does everything. And it's called shield mode. Twitch puts that into here to turn on shield mode to make sure that even if you can't overcome it with all of your systems, it's fine. It won't matter, right? That's it. Shield mode button? I don't want to press it. It's super annoying. It shuts down chat in a way that I don't like. There's a reason I don't use slow mode. There's a reason that I don't use any of those types of things. I am fine with you guys spamming. I'm always fine with this, right? And that's it. That's how it works, right? It's totally fine to me because I can still read chat no matter what's going on. When the bot stuff comes in, we just find a way to handle it. And it's, for me, it's a puzzle. It's something fun. Why not use slow mode? Because I can read your chat anyway.
It's literally so unbearable. It's so unbearable, man.
I can also read YouTube at the same time. I'm quick on the reads, you know? I'm not a spam. You might be a spam. You might be spamming. Yeah. Yeah. What bot do you use to log that stuff? I've got a whole bunch of stuff that was actually made into StreamerBot, which is super useful. The problem is with StreamerBot is that it's kind of slow at reading the messages because it has to queue up the actions that it's going to be performing, so it does get behind, so I do it in bursts, right? The other thing I can use is Nightbot, which is wicked.
Oh, this Parry guy's poor and he hangs around with a certified cat freak? What?
Fast. It does that all faster than anything else. That's fast as shit. That one has no problems. Yeah. Yeah. So you're an AI? No, I'm just quick, and I've lived on the internet my whole life.
Confirmed.
Right? Boop. Easy, easy peasy.
So yeah,
easy, man.
Oh my god.
Do you play old school RuneScape? No, I don't play old school RuneScape. Actually, I have not. I have not done that. Hope your day is going well. It is going well, actually. My day is going awesome right now, to be real. I'm trying to clean up some of this stuff, because for some reason those Discord links didn't get stopped, which is weird, because that should have been stopped. This is the part that's strange. That should have been stopped in Nightbot, because Discord is not a valid URL form that we have. So I don't know why Discord links weren't being stopped, because we don't have a whitelist for a Discord link, which is strange. Yeah, a little bit weird. See how that's getting automatically stopped right there? That Discord link is getting stopped. And I don't know why the old one wasn't getting stopped.
Okay.
Ash's Wiki is a lot of fun. Yeah, dude. Impossible to troll me? No, you can't really troll me. Dude, I grew up on 4chan. Like, whatever.
Dude, I'm actually entering a fucking rage. It's like, dude. I'm having the Akira, the fucking... Akira! Ding! Every time it's like, I grew up on 4chan. Ding! Leave me alone! Dude, I can't.
Ash's Wiki is a lot of fun. Yeah, dude. Impossible to troll me? No, you can't really troll me. Dude, I grew up on 4chan. Like, whatever you throw at me is just Zoomer shit, and it's not going to do anything to me. You'd be like, I'm gonna say mean words to you on the internet. Dude, I don't give a shit. I grew up on 4chan and E-Bombs World and something awful. Like, whatever, dude. Like, I don't...
E-Bombs World. Fucking E-Bombs World has been thrown in there now as well. Bro. Oh my god. Bro, I grew up... You can't fuck with me. I grew up with E-Bombs World. Dude, what even... I have, like, faint memories of visiting E-Bombs World as a kid. I don't even remember what the point of the site... It was like a video sharing site, right? Was that a video sharing a meme type site? It was like funny viral videos type shit, right? Oh yeah, it had games on there as well. It had Flash games on there. It had a couple of Flash games. It had videos. It had like memes. Yeah, like Disney Newgrounds. And it would just be stupid. It would be like whatever viral video there is of monkeys at a zoo doing like stupid shit or like whatever. It would be like that. It would not be this. It was not like this super edgy, underground. You know, like fuck. I grew up in E-Bombs world, bro. I grew up in E-Bombs world. You wouldn't know. They don't fuck around like they fucked around in E-Bombs world back in the day anymore, bro. You wouldn't get it. You wouldn't get it. The doxing wars of E-Bombs world. We was in the trenches. We was out here. We was risking it all. Watching monkey falls out of tree. Playing Fancy Pants Adventure on E-Bombs world. It's just like so absurd. He's such a poser. It is like iFunny or like lolcats. Like that's what you're saying, bro.
Chan, like whatever you throw at me is just Zoomer shit, and it's not going to do anything to me. You'd be like, I'm gonna say mean words to you on the internet, dude. I don't give a shit. I grew up on 4chan and E-Bombs world and something awful, like whatever, dude. Like I don't what. Come on, it's like some level 1 shit happening in Twitch shit. Please, yeah, okay, boomer, yeah. Like please, that shit doesn't matter to us. Yeah, you throw the classics at me, I'm like, all right. Woo. Mans can Triforce. Damn right I can. It's funny as hell though. Beat was never good. Beat was never good. No, it never was. But no, I grew up on the internet, man. I grew up in the late 90s internet. And it was a weird ass place. I'm 36. Yeah, I grew up in the late 90s internet and it was just a weird ass place. And like back then, nobody really got like offended or upset about shit. So it's like really hard for me to care when someone says something mean to me on the internet. I'm just like, oh, okay then, you know. You know, it's like, you know, the internet's still weird, but it's like some of it's whiny weird, and I just don't care about the whiny weird. Some of those sites, I know, dude. I know. Well, let's go back to the good sites. Newgrounds and YTMND, you know, and Albino Black Sheep. Yeah, you got some good ones. That's fine. Yeah. Newgrounds, sort of, you know.
Albino Black Sheep.
Newgrounds is still around. YTMND is still amazingly around. I don't know how. Yeah. You're the man now, dog. I'm a dial-up kid. Yeah, I am.
Bro, what was the famous shit from Albino Black Sheep? I can't even remember what would be. Oh, yeah, of course. Oh my god. Oh my god. This was on Albino Black Sheep, wasn't it?
Godzilla was hopping around Tokyo City like a big playground when suddenly Batman burst from the shade and hit Godzilla with a bat grenade. Godzilla got pissed and began to attack, but didn't expect to be blocked by Shaq, who proceeded to open up a can of Shaq Fu when Aaron Carter came out of the blue and he started beating up Shaquille O'Neal. Then they both got flattened by the Batmobile, but before he could make it back to the Batcave, Abraham Lincoln popped out of his grave and took an AK-47 out from under his hat and blew Batman away with a rat-a-tat-tat, but he ran out of bullets and he ran away because Optimus Prime can save the day. This is the ultimate showdown of ultimate destiny. Good guys, bad guys, and explosions as far as the eye can see, and only one will survive. I wonder who it will be. This is the ultimate showdown of ultimate destiny. Godzilla took a bite out of Optimus Prime like Scruff McGruff took a bite out of crime, and then Shaq came back covered in a tire track, but Jackie Chan jumped out and landed on his back, and Batman was injured and trying to get steady when Abraham Lincoln came back with a machete, but suddenly something caught his leg and he tripped. Indiana Jones took him out with his whip, then he saw Godzilla sneaking up from behind and he reached for his gun, which he just couldn't find cause Batman stole it, and he shot and he missed, and Jackie Chan deflected it with his fist. Then he jumped in the air and he did a somersault while Abraham Lincoln tried to pull a fault onto Optimus Prime, but they collided in the air. Then they both got hit by a Care Bear stare. This is the ultimate showdown of ultimate destiny. Good guys, bad guys, and explosions as far as the eye can see, and only one will survive. I wonder who it will be. This is the ultimate showdown. Angels sang out in an immaculate chorus down from the heavens. heavens
Dude,
descended
the Chuck Norris jokes, oh my
who
god.
delivered a kick which could shatter bones into the crotch of Indiana Jones, who fell over on the ground, writhing in pain, as Batman changed back into Bruce Wayne. But Chuck saw through his clever disguise, and he crushed Batman's head in between his thighs. Then Gandalf the Grey and Gandalf the White and Monty Python and the Holy Grail's Black Knight and Benito Mussolini and the Blue Meanie and Cowboy Curtis and John B. the Genie, Robocop, the Terminator, Captain Kirk and Darth Vader, Lopan, Superman, every single Power Ranger, Bill S. Preston and Theodore Logan, Spock, the Rock, Doc Ock and Hulk Hogan all came out of nowhere lightning fast, and they kicked Chuck Norris in his cowboy ass. It was the bloodiest battle that the world ever saw, with civilians looking on into the law. The fight raged on for a century, many lives were claimed, but eventually the champion stood. The rest saw their better, Mr. Rogers in a bloodstained sweater. This is the ultimate showdown, ultimate destiny. Good guys, bad guys, and explosions, as far as the eye can see, and only one will survive. I wonder who it will be. This is the ultimate showdown.
Cinema. Cinema. Cinema.
The ultimate showdown, ultimate destiny.
Dude, that's like, I literally have not seen that video in years. Dude, fuck Pirate Software, but it's funny that reminded me of that.
Yeah, I am.
Jamie.
Bring back
Jamie.
mods? Hell yeah. Bring back IRC, dude. Bring back GeoCities, dude. I want to have a website for my cat made in 5 minutes. Miss it. Miss it a lot. I miss the late 90s internet. In fact, there was a game that really messed me up recently.
Bro, he says late 90s internet, but all the references are like late 2000s. Like, I'm sorry, that fucking albino black sheep shit is not fucking late 90s, bro. Yeah, he was an adult. He's like talking about Newgrounds. He's talking about Newgrounds, he's talking about albino black sheep, he's talking about fucking Live Leak and all this shit. Bro, this is like late as fuck.
Yeah, this game devastated me, actually.
Yeah, that's the type of shit I grew up on. And you're like fucking 10, 15 years older, bro.
Check this shit out. This is Hypnospace Outlaw.
Yeah, Something Awful wasn't late 90s.
Hypnospace Outlaw is basically a fake internal web that is based on the late 90s internet. And it just... Even looking at this gets me kind of emotional, dude. Like, it really messed me up. I was like, God, I miss
Bro, this is like the second time he's brought this game up!
Because it doesn't exist anymore. Like, real places, you can go back to a place. It may have different buildings, but you can go to the place and remember what it was like there. I can't do that. I grew up on this. This shit's gone. It doesn't exist anymore. Wayback Machine doesn't even find half the stuff that was there, you know? So, like, Hypnospace Outlaw is just an awesome, awesome game, frankly. It's really brilliant. Really, really brilliant. Yeah, man, this hits different. I know, dude. Can you sign my wheelchair? I mean, it could, yeah. If you actually have one.
Can you sign my wheelchair, was that?
This Outlaw is just an awesome, awesome game, frankly. It's really brilliant. Really, really brilliant. Yeah, man, this hits different. I know, dude. Can you sign my wheelchair? I mean, it could, yeah. If you actually have one. I will. All right. I wasn't even alive, and it hits different. Yeah, no, I mean, that's the thing, dude, is I grew up in the old school internet, and I find today people take the internet very seriously. And I don't think it's that healthy. It's kind of the point. Like, I don't think it's that healthy to take the internet that seriously. I do think that the internet is a little bit too serious business a lot of times. And I think, as funny as it is, and this is ironic coming from a streamer, I miss when the internet wasn't monetized. Not to the degree it is today. I think it's over-monetized today. I really do. But it's also because everything costs so much to do on the internet now.
No, it's also
like running live stream video like this
is
incredibly expensive for the platform.
Speaking of which, guys, great time to remind you. 278 people right now. 78 likes on stream, so it's 200 people, and please move the cursor thumbs up and clicking or pressing thumbs up on the mobile device. That'd be hugely appreciated. If you want to take your support one step further, you can do it directly through the stream elements link in the pin chat message. You can also buy a membership to the channel, gift a membership to the channel, gift a whole bunch of memberships or anything throughout the chat. Buy a super chat, which will highlight a message or read it on TTS, or buy a super sticker, which is a YouTube image or gift that we highlight in chat, and I'll describe it to you. You can go to discord.gg/Kuihman, twitter.com/Kuihman, or reddit.com/Kuihman. You can also go to twitch.tv/Kuihman to watch live every day. Also, guys, huge push right now for active community engagement. Run a Twitter account, run a Discord account, run a Reddit account. Always be clipping ABC. There's an ABC guide and subreddit. And post like hell. I know you'll post peacefully, but post like hell, okay? The people you hate the most, they fear you having a Twitter account. They fear you having a Reddit account. They fear you having a Discord account and posting clips, talking about stuff, editorializing, commenting, arguing, all sorts. They fear it. They fear that idea. Thank you. Okay.
Understand why it's monetized. I get the levers and the mechanisms that are required to make this kind of interaction possible. But I do miss when you could put a little shitty GIF on your website, and like people would look at it and go, "Oh,
thank you
cool
for the membership, butterflies. Thank you."
You know, it's a really different time, though, and it's something a lot of people they're never going to know about. You know, they're never going to know about it, and it sucks. It actually really sucks. Old MSN pop-up emotes. What about Bonsai Buddy, dude? You ever download that shit? I love putting malware on my computer that's a little guy. What happened to malware that was a little guy? What happened? What happened to malware that was a little guy? We don't have malware that's a little guy anymore. Now we got ransomware. And it just steals all your shit. Makes you pay crypto. One button. One button. One button.
These days, YTMND charges you $10 per GIF, dude.
I don't even have to call for the mods anymore, man. That was boring. Tactical nuke inbound. Yeah, exactly. All right, the ads are over. So yeah, I think to continue that conversation, to be real with you.
Wait, what's ransomware? I didn't get an MS Paint explanation, so I'm confused. Okay, 1 minute. So ransomware. Okay, ransomware. So ransomware. It's like, this is your computer. This is your computer, and like ransomware like takes it. Okay, it like takes it. Hey.
I've just been on the internet a super long time. I've seen the kind of like waves of social whatever it's going to be, right? Over and over and over again. And it's because I grew up on 4chan. I grew up on Something Awful forums. I grew up on Newgrounds, YTMND, IRC, Ventrilo. I've seen it all, man. I've seen it all. All the shit that happens today on the internet where people just get caught up in like the first thing that they read and then kind of freak out all over the internet over it without actually checking anything about that is sort of the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. It's really, it is too easy to trick people today. I think the biggest thing that bothers me is the only day of the year, and it's my favorite day of the year, the only day of the year that people actually look at the internet critically is April Fool's Day. That's it.
Oh my god, this guy's
You
so
should
gay.
treat every day like April Fool's Day. And people don't. On April Fool's Day, they don't listen to shit. They don't believe the first thing that they read. But for the rest of the year, they do. Because they're dumbasses. Don't be a dumbass. Use the internet like it's April Fool's Day every day. Don't believe all that shit that you see and then instantly parrot it out. It sucks. It sucks. So I don't think I'm a voice of reason. I just think that I'm a jaded old internet man.
Dude.
You know?
Oh my god.
A join with 500.
Cope, laugh. Oh my, I hate him. Okay.
Constant. Like, that, and people like that being like, you're a dirty Putin supporter. People calling me a Nazi. People saying I should die. Like, all kinds of shit. And like, nah, I don't give a shit. Dude, I grew up on 4chan. Like, you're not going to say anything that's going to make me upset. It's not going to work. Right? Like, are you kidding me? That's just not going to do anything. Like, I literally grew up on Something Awful forums in 4chan. Like, good luck, right? Good luck, right? I was like, what was it? I was like
It's
15
endless,
sitting
man.
on
It's actually
freaking Lively.
endless.
Like, send me whatever you want. It's not going to do anything. Enjoy. I was born in this shit. No way, dude.
I was born in this shit. We was out there. We was out there on 4chan.
Oh, are they doing it on my Steam account now? It's great. Oh, yeah, they've been leaving negative reviews on Heartbound, too. That was the other one. I actually reported those to Steam. I reported those to Steam because they're actually against Steam's EULA. You're not supposed to do that. It's against TOS. But they were leaving negative reviews on Heartbound, saying that I was like a Nazi and all kinds of stuff. It's outrageous, actually. So I have reported every single one of those. I'm going to continue to do that.
What's Heartbound Steam score at right now?
It has nothing to do with the content of the game. Actually ridiculous, frankly. Yeah, super ridiculous.
Heartbound currently has an overwhelmingly negative score. Oh, interesting. Recent reviews overwhelmingly negative. 8% of the 319 user reviews in the last 30 days are negative. Oh, cool. Thank you for 279, Josh Kosh. Huge appreciate it. Thank you.
Super, super ridiculous. Yeah, this one says, if the developer believes that giving the game to the children of those who are bombing Ukrainian cities is a good idea, then perhaps he should consider distributing an additional free copy of the game to Israelis. What? 0.1 hours on record, not recommended. Like, this is the kind of shit that you're getting. And it doesn't make any sense. It's people using this for a political stance when there's a humanitarian thing here. And that's it. It's not a political stance. It is,
Yeah, I sent Aiden this fucking tweet last night. I don't know if I can even show it on stream. It's just so crazy. It is actually such a crazy tweet. Wait, is it gone? It's gone. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if I can even say what it said, to be honest. Basically, there's this video going around of this. I think Hody's seen it. I think I saw Hody retweet the video. There's this video going around of this, like, she's like some Israeli model doing, like, the whole, like, IDF baddie bit, basically. You know? The propaganda thing. Talking about the Bob Villain stuff. Being like, when you say you want to kill every member of the IDF, you're saying that about my whole family, my school teacher, the guy at my corner store, you're saying that about me and all my friends? It's like, we have mandatory conscription. Like, that's basically the video, okay? Well, she's like bobbing her head around like a retarded child. And there's just someone psycho, some total deranged psycho extremist said, basically quoted to it saying, when I said every single member of the IDF, past, present, and former, needs to be for their crimes, I meant you, your parents, you like that. Like, it's... And then it ends, and your whatever else, bitch. It was just so crazy. I was like, bro, that is insane. That's fucking insane. But yeah, I guess it violated the X rules.
I'm going to support our players no matter where they live, and you're not going to convince me that hate is the right option.
I would not retweet that. That's
ever
crazy.
at all. Whatsoever. It's not going to happen. And that goes for any of our players in any region of the world. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. I don't care about the opinion that I should be hateful to any group of people in any part of the world under any circumstances. Because if you live that way, you reap what you sow. And that's it. Don't be a piece of shit to people. Doesn't matter where they live or who they are. Don't. It's not worth it. And if you go out there and be a piece of shit to people on my behalf, I'll ban you just the same. Don't care.
It's just, I literally don't know. That might literally be illegal for me to retweet. Honestly, that might actually be illegal for me to retweet.
Let's turn these alerts back on.
Especially at that price point, if I buy the demo, does it come with a battle pass? Be honest.
No.
How much is the demo?
Free.
So, I got home after Christmas shopping. People has messaged me to check Pally. Well, Thor.
Yeah. It's a lot. So thank you, Kuihman.
I guess chat own me now.
Yeah,
what
chat
a
owns you.
shame that I am only an wiki moderator and can't be bribed by Goblin.
Oh.
Takes donations. ID and T say I don't take money. Yarjug 7 to those who are awesome lads in chat.
Thank you.
Okay. Right, I think we have one more clip here. I thought so. Yeah.
There was a time where I almost stopped making games. It wasn't even a coding problem. It was a social problem. I almost stopped making video games because a content creator misrepresented our game as an Undertale, like related to Undertale in some way. And there were literally tens of thousands of children that thought that I was Toby Fox. And it was awful. And it was like this huge mess.
Right.
And I called him out for it. And then I was like a new content creator at the time. And I got death threats for like just hundreds of them. And I was not ready for that. It was way too early for me. And I was not ready. And Toby Fox actually stepped in and told him to knock it off. And it stopped. Like, Toby Fox made his first...
Toby Fox bailed me out. Toby Fox, please save me. Toby Fox, please save me. Gay furry guy, please save me. I mean, well, I guess they stick up for their own. Bit of in-group preference there. Toby Fox making a special statement.
Tweet of the year defending us, and it went away instantly. It just went away. Oh, this was years ago, but like, that was a lot. That was way too much for me to handle too quickly because I wasn't used to it. Like, I was used to people telling me, like, oh, you go off yourself, shit like that. Because, like, dude, I grew up on, like, 4chan and shit. But, like, I wasn't used to having it at that kind of a scale where it's, like, thousands of them, you know? And, like, everywhere. Like, everywhere. Like, I was like, Jesus Christ, this is a bit much,
I'm just
dude.
past it at this
So,
point.
like, yeah, no, I was,
Leave me alone.
I was like, maybe I don't want to make games. Like, maybe I just do want to go open up a bakery, right? No one's really ready for that sort of stuff. I am now. I don't give a shit anymore.
This guy seems pretty laid back and chill. I can tell he grew up on 4chan, Albino Black Sheep, and E-Bombs Wald, Newgrounds, Something Awful Forums.
Thank you for the $5, Jim. Huge appreciate it, dude. This is actually so crazy.
Like, people send me, like, docs on my house now, and I'm like, dude, I've known where I live longer than you. Like, I just don't give a shit. Because, like, at a certain point, it doesn't really matter, right? Like, it's just gonna leak, and, like, who gives a shit? So, like, I'm like a hardened old scab, is basically how this works. I'm like, whatever. I don't give a shit anymore. But, like, at the time, it was like, dude, that was probably the hardest thing I had to deal with out of all of it. It was just weird. It was just a weird thing because I was like, this is not okay. And then it was like, you should die. It's like, Jesus, dude. Yeah. 4chan is the Disney princess? That's true, actually. Did you know that 4chan is actually a Disney princess? Did you know that? And that's not ironic. That's real. Here. One moment. This is going to blow you away.
This is going to blow you away. It's not going to blow us away.
Toys licensed to Disney Princess. So funny. There's that manufacturing company that owns 30% of 4chan. Licenses toy production to a manufacturing company that owns 30% of 4chan.
Wow.
Which makes 4chan a Disney Princess.
Wow, so true. That makes 4chan... That's so true. That's exactly how that works.
Was it Asmongold
Shut up, retard.
Threatened for calling it the bad practices of Ubisoft? Dude, who gives a shit? I get threatened every day. Usually when I'm bitching about Sony. Like, if I shit talk Sony, there's people that send me death threats. Like, that doesn't... Welcome to me being on the internet. That's a normal day. Yeah, like... That's a thing.
Say the line. Yeah, say the line.
There's wild-ass people out there.
Say the line.
Kind of how it works, man. It's not...
Say the
really
fucking line.
Because, to be real with you, I grew up on 4chan.
There we go, let's go!
Like, who gives a shit for me, right? So I'm not too worried about that. But no, if you have any type of a take or anything on the internet, that's going to happen. It's not good. It shouldn't be that way. Ooh. Thank you, chat. It shouldn't be that way, but it is that way. And since I understand it, I'm not too worried about it. That makes sense. Oh wait, I'm immune to fire. Why am I afraid? What is this wand? Okay, it's got aiming arc. That's cool. Explosion on drunk enemies.
Wow, what an idiot. What a poser fool.